Hello everyone and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Karen.
And as you guys can tell, it's Dragon Boat Day. No, of course, it's Christmas. That's right.
Christmas.
It's just around the corner. Now, everyone loves Christmas. Some people love the food. Some people love the presents. What about you, Karen? What do you love the most about the Christmas holidays?
Christmas carols.
Oh, yes.
You better watch out.
You better not cry.
You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Is he really?
Yes. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Are we gonna sing the next part?
Maybe we can.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Back to the top. Okay.
I think
there
that's
you go.
it.
So that was actually not a bad Christmas carol. Well, it was. Yeah, you were great.
It was awesome.
I was okay. It's the hat. The hat's very tight, so it makes my voice a little funny.
Don't worry, you are great.
That's my excuse. So yes, we're going to be learning all about Santa Claus for today and tomorrow. And if you don't know who he is, the title will tell you. Santa Claus, the giver of gifts and the maker of lists.
Ooh, that's right.
Right? He makes lists. We just learned that from the song, and we're going to learn more from our article, which starts now. Kids love Santa Claus. He is a jolly old man, has a white beard, and wears a bright red suit. He brings good boys and girls gifts on Christmas Eve. All right, so today we're going to be learning about Santa Claus, the giver of gifts. In other words, the guy who delivers and brings gifts to everyone on Christmas Day. Everyone who's been good. If you've been naughty or bad, you might not get a gift, you'll get a lump of coal. That's what we used to be told.
Really?
Yeah, a lump of coal.
But I think Santa Claus will try his best to give you a present, right?
He's a nice guy.
He is, and everybody loves Santa Claus. So the article starts with, kids love Santa Claus, and so do I. Who doesn't love Santa Claus?
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm not a kid, and I think he's great.
But why do we love Santa Claus? Because he is a jolly old man, has a white beard, and wears a bright red suit. What's not to love about that?
And a bright red hat like us.
Exactly. And the first vocabulary word we have is jolly. And I love this word because it means like you're happy.
Right.
You look jolly today.
Well, thank you very much. I'm in a good mood. I'm feeling good about life, and I'm happy to be here. Ho, ho, ho.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. So someone's jolly, they're in a good mood, they look happy, they're just really having a great time. And if you have a beard, well, you might be jolly, I don't know. But a beard is basically when a man grows hair on his face. Generally, we think of a beard as being, longer hair, right? You might cut it every few days or even every few weeks or never. But actually, this could also be your beard. Just the area on your face where a man grows hair.
That's right.
That's their beard. But generally, when we say someone has a beard, they have longer hair.
But how about the hair on top of your lips?
If it's just up there, that would be a mustache.
Mustache, that's right.
Right, so the beard
Santa Claus probably has a mustache and a beard, right?
I wonder if he only has a mustache in the summer so he can go on holiday and people won't bother him.
Maybe.
And then he grows the beard in the fall, and then he's back to Santa Claus. And then, of course, that would be also when he would wash and put on his nice new red suit.
And that's what he always wears, and people would definitely recognize him when he's wearing a red suit. That's the clothes that he wears, right?
Right.
And his suit is always bright red, so we know it's very, very Christmassy.
Exactly. And a suit will generally consist of a kind of jacket and some pants, and they probably match. Now, when you think of Santa's suit, it's a little different. It's red, it's got white fur on it in different places, but we can also use a suit to talk about what a businessman or a businesswoman would wear. It's usually a darker color, not red, doesn't have white fur on it, but it will have a matching jacket and pants, the same color, and
top and bottom, right?
That's right. People wear a suit to go to business, or, well, actually, Santa's suit is for his business. Christmas, which is bringing good girls and boys gifts, as it says in the next sentence.
That's
right. He brings good boys and girls gifts on Christmas Eve. Yes, that is, of course, the famous story of Santa Claus. He flies all around the world on Christmas Eve, delivering gifts and presents and a good Christmas cheer to all the good girls and boys. Now, Christmas Eve is the night before Christmas. If you really want to know where it is on the calendar, that would be December 24th and probably in the later part of the day. When the sun goes down, that is the evening, kind of just before the night. So when we think of Christmas Eve, we would kind of think of, 6 hours maybe before midnight when it will be Christmas. I guess during the day, we might say Christmas Eve day.
That's right, but it was a little bit confusing for me at first because I thought Christmas Eve, the first time I heard it, I thought it would be actually Christmas evening on that day, right? But it's actually the night before Christmas Day.
Exactly, yeah. So Christmas night would be the night of the 25th. Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, when we use that word Eve in a date, we usually mean the night before the big important day. So New Year's Eve is December 31st. New Year's Day, of course, is January 1st. So
and what do people usually do on Christmas Eve? Like everyone has different, traditions, right? They do different things. But some people open their presents on Christmas Eve.
Some people do.
Right?
Or maybe 1 or 2 presents because everyone's so excited. I know in Taiwan, a lot of friends will get together and have dinner on Christmas Eve, right?
A big family celebration first, right?
Yeah. There you go. So different traditions for Christmas, but a lot of it is also about Santa Claus and all the great gifts that he brings. And we'll find out much more about that after this quick break.
See you later.
Santa has other names. Some are Father Christmas, Saint Nicholas, and Kris Kringle. Santa also has a long history, and it dates back hundreds of years. Santa's story comes from an important church leader, Saint Nicholas. He was a very kind person, and he gave all his money to the poor.
All right, so of course everyone knows who Santa Claus is, and I'm sure most of you know exactly what he does for us all on Christmas Eve. But there are some other names that he is known by. As it says next in our article, Santa has other names. Now, these are other names that people in different parts of the world might use. Or you might read stories about him and they won't call him Santa Claus. Maybe at the beginning they'll use a different name and then you realize, oh, this is Santa Claus. So let's look at some of these other choices or other names you might hear. It says some are Father Christmas, Saint Nicholas, and Kris Kringle. Yes, absolutely.
Who says Kris Kringle, and where do they usually use it?
That's a good point, and I've never heard him called Christopher Kringle.
Yeah, exactly.
Or anything like that, which would be the longer form of Chris. I know that Father Christmas is more common in Britain. In England and the UK, they might use Father Christmas. I think in Europe, maybe in Germany or Holland, they might call him Saint Nicholas. In French, right, he's Père Noël, which is Father Christmas, basically. And yeah, Kris Kringle. I think I've seen that used in America, but I'm not exactly sure where it came from. If someone just invented it or if it's from like an old story. I don't know.
What do you usually use?
Santa Claus.
Same here.
Or
I
Santa.
think that's the more common name that people usually use, right?
Absolutely.
Santa or Santa Claus. Very simple, right?
For sure.
Okay, in the next part of our article, it says Santa also has a long history and it dates back hundreds of years. So history is our next vocabulary word. History basically just means something that happened in the past, right? So if you say Santa Claus has a long history, that means we have a lot of stories that happen about Santa, right?
Right, exactly. And of course, history is something that people study and do research on. So these are facts from the past. We're not talking about myths and legends and fairy tales. we're talking about real things that happened, real people, probably important things that happened in the past. And yes, even though Santa's not as important maybe as kings and queens and wars and stuff, there is of course a very interesting history about this very interesting character. It says Santa's story comes from an important church leader, Saint Nicholas. Okay, now this is actually some real history. This isn't,
it's a fact.
A story or a fairy tale. This is apparently the name of a long ago Christian leader, Saint Nicholas. We'll find out what he did, but we also know that he was quite important. Of course, now in history he's important, but also back then he was probably important because he was a leader. A leader is someone who has some power, who people follow and they listen to what the leader tells them to do. It could be a boss in a company, it could be a president of a country, it could be a general in the army, something like that. But when they say do stuff, lots of other people will go, yes sir, yes madam. They're the type of person who gives orders and other people will do what they say.
Would you consider yourself a leader?
No.
Really? So you kind of just follow?
Well,
and people will just lead you.
I'm not really powerful.
Really?
Not really.
Really?
My cats don't even listen to me. They do what they want. So I'm
Really?
not, I could say, let's go. And they'd be like, no.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
So I guess that doesn't make you a very good leader.
Not a very good leader.
Okay, in the next part of our article, it says he was a very kind person and he gave all his money to the poor. Oh, of course he's a really kind person,
That's a
right?
very nice thing to do.
When you say someone is really kind, that means they are very, very nice, right?
Exactly.
So I think you are a really nice person.
Well, thank you.
I can say that Mike is very kind.
Okay, well, I try to help people. If I see people in trouble who might need something and I can give it to them, I'm happy to do that. If you're kind, you're probably not selfish, you're not mean, you're not evil or anything like that. You have a good heart and you want to do things to help other people be happier, especially if their lives are difficult. And often we show how kind we are by helping out the poor.
That's right,
Maybe.
the poor. That's actually our next vocabulary word. When you say the poor, maybe the people who are not, they don't have a lot of money, they don't have a lot of luxury. So if you are nice and you are kind, these people will sometimes help out the poor.
Exactly,
right?
yes. If you see someone sitting on the street and they don't have shoes on and it looks like they don't have a place to live or food or anything, you might use this word as an adjective and say, look at that poor person or that poor old man. And then if we talk about these people in a society, in a country as a group, people who don't have a lot of money, maybe don't have a job, find it really hard to pay for simple things like food or clothes, then we call that group of people the poor. And a lot of times when you do charity, when people give money, when they want to raise money, they want to help out the poor.
That's right. And of course, it's a very kind thing to do, right?
Yes, it is.
And we all want to be kind and we want to help different people.
For sure, just like Saint Nicholas. So we'll find out
Definitely.
all sorts of more cool stuff about both Saint Nicholas and Santa Claus. Are they the same person? Maybe, maybe not. You'll find out tomorrow if you come back and join us for part 2. So we look forward to seeing you then.
See you next time.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Kids love Santa Claus. He is a jolly old man, has a white beard, and wears a bright red suit. He brings good boys and girls gifts on Christmas Eve. Santa has other names. Some are Father Christmas, Saint Nicholas, and Kris Kringle. Santa also has a long history, and it dates back hundreds of years. Santa's story comes from an important church leader, Saint Nicholas. He was a very kind person, and he gave all his money to the poor.
Hi， 大家好，我是 Stephanie。那我们今天一样从单字来看，第一个呢是 beard， 名词，下巴上的胡须。Mark shaved off his beard. Mark 刮掉了他的胡子。那刚刚说到 beard 是下巴的胡子，如果今天是嘴唇上的胡子呢，就是 mustache. M-U-S-T-A-C-H-E. Mustache. 第二个呢是 suit， 名词套装西装 Commonly, businessmen wear suits to work. 商人通常穿着西装上班。那第三个呢是 Christmas Eve, 名词圣诞夜。Do you know that Germans eat fish on Christmas Eve? 你知道德国人在平安夜会吃鱼吗？那具体来说，德国人在平安夜是吃鲤鱼，因为它有重新开始和富足的意义。最后一个呢是形容词 kind, 仁慈的、善良的。A kind stranger showed me the way when I was lost. 当我迷路的时候，有一位善良的陌生人为我指路。好，那今天的第一个文法重点呢是 A brings B something. A 带给 B 某个物品。Santa Claus brought James a present. 圣诞老人给 James 带来了礼物。那 bring 的三态呢是 bring, brought, brought。bring 它是授予动词。那授予呢，用白话一点来说，就是给予、给别人带来什么的意思。这个用法呢，你也可以用成 A brings something to B 来表示。好，那第二个重点呢是 date back 始于。This tradition dates back 500 years. 这项传统始于500年前。那注意哦 ，date back 之后接的是一段时间，表示某件事情开始于点点点。好，那我们再听一个句子。The practice of foot binding dates back to the Song Dynasty. 裹小脚可以追溯至宋朝。这里的 date back to 呢，就是接一个特定的时间，表示追溯至点点点。所以我们一起画星星。Date back 会接一段时间，而 date back to 更精准，会接一个时间点。最后一个重点呢是 the poor 穷困的人。Many celebrities are dedicated to helping the poor. 许多名人致力于帮助穷困的人。The 再加上形容词的时候，就表示某一类的人，像是刚刚句子里面 the poor 原本是贫穷的意思，那前面加上 the 就是穷人，所以相反的 the rich 表示有钱人 ，the sick 生病的人 ，the young 年轻人等等的。好，那今天的讲解就到这里 ，See you。
Hello, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jamie.
Today we're playing Word Drop. This is a game where we each have 3 words on our cards that we've never seen before, and we have to drop them into a conversation as casually as possible.
That's right.
So I guess I'm going to start first, so let's go.
Yes.
Okay, so I was, working on my style lately, trying to figure out some new looks I could go with. So I was trying to, I decided I wanted to look a little bit more manly, more masculine. And so I thought maybe the best way to do that was to grow out a beard.
Oh, okay, to grow out a beard. That sounds like a way to look more masculine because typically people associate beards with masculinity or looking manly. I would say when I was younger, for some reason, I don't know why, I didn't really like beards for some reason. I just thought they looked kind of scary. But as I grew older, I started to realize that me saying I don't like beards is not very kind. So I think people should be kind and accept whether you have a beard or not.
Oh, geez, I hope you don't judge me when I have my full beard. But anyway, I guess some people have personal preferences with looks, and you shouldn't always say what you immediately think about someone's, about someone's appearance right away, because that might not be nice. And I always think that's something, that doesn't. No, sorry. That doesn't help the people to be as happy, and sometimes I think it brings sadness.
It brings sadness. Okay. Yes, it does bring sadness if they hear slights about their appearance or mean things about themselves. I would say, for the most part, I would say in general we should just try to accept how people look, no matter what. I would also say that, in a way, people who say things like that are also reflecting on themselves, right? They're saying that they don't like things about themselves. And for them, I would just say,
the poor souls need to build some self-esteem.
Yeah, well, I know that one way I build self-esteem is when I'm looking really good. So I think once I got my beard and I'm ready to go out, I'm going to put on a suit and go out.
Oh, I'm sure you will look great in a suit. I'm sure it's very spiffy, and I think a perfect time to wear a suit is Christmas Eve. So that's when I would suggest wearing a suit and looking your finest.
Okay, good suggestion. And I'll have my Santa Claus beard to go with it.
Yes, a suit and a beard.
See you next time.